Hi, I'm Mark. This is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to bring you guys a review of the TP-Link BE9300 Mesh Network System. So I have obviously used routers in my home for years, although I've never actually reviewed one on my channel. And for quite a long time I've used the Eero system, and I've had a set of Eero Pro 6s around the house. These have been fine and generally they've worked well, but I've kind of wanted to get away from the whole Amazon branded stuff for a while. I was actually hoping around Black Friday to pick up a real bargain router, and then I got an email from TP-Link offering to send me the routers you're going to see in this video to review. That means I haven't paid for the routers you're going to see in this video, but this isn't a sponsored video, and TP-Link have no idea what I'm going to say until this video goes live. I also make sure that, especially when it's a more expensive product, that I do test it really thoroughly and make sure I've used it for at least a month before making a review video. It's also worth saying that whilst I'm recording it now, this video isn't going to go out for a couple of months. That's because TP-Link reached out again and said they just released a brand new system, the BE14000. After a little bit of back and forth about whether it was worth having it or not, because I didn't want to overload this channel with router reviews, kind of decided what would be really interesting is to do a comparison video and then an individual review of each. So if you're watching this video, the comparison video already came out probably a month or so ago. That's a high level video to try and help you decide which one is best for you, because the BE14000 is a much higher spec router set. The ones in this video, however, are still pretty high spec and do a really good job, as I'm going to explain throughout this video, and they have been running my entire home Wi-Fi for a month. Finally, before we really get stuck in, this review is going to be long, so I'll put chapters below so you can find the thing that you're looking for, because these are packed with features. So let's kick off with price. So the BE9300 3-pack has a retail price of £600, but they're pretty regularly on Amazon for £460. Now of course this means they're not cheap, and depending on the size of your home you might not even need the 3-pack, you might just want to get one or two. You can also pick up a 1 or 2 pack and then extend it later on with another one. However, as I found with the Eero Pro 6s, which I purchased for myself, it is always worth spending a little bit more on your home Wi-Fi infrastructure. That's especially true if, like me, you've got a lot of smart home devices, but it's also true if you want to do a lot of streaming and not see any lagging. However, whilst they are expensive, the price is comparable with other similar brands. And I do think with routers it is worth spending the money on a branded item, because typically I found that cheaper ones just don't perform well. So let's get into the top level spec, and we'll go through all the features as we go on. So firstly, each of the Deco routers has 4 2.5 gigabit LAN ports. This is really good for smart homes if you've got different bridges and hubs that can be connected via Ethernet, because it always gives you a much more reliable signal. With things like the Aqara M3, it means you can run them in LAN mode. Each of the Deco devices also has a USB 3 port on. That's used for sharing something like a memory stick or a hard drive across your network. This is a really useful feature for getting something like network attached storage without having to buy a whole separate device. And then secondly, they support tri-band Wi-Fi 7. That means there's 3 different networks available, a 2.4, a 5 and a 6 GHz. Your devices will automatically connect to the one that they're most compatible with. These can also connect up to 200 devices, which is fantastic for a busy home or a growing smart home. And you probably guessed from multiple routers, but this is a mesh-based Wi-Fi system. This basically means it creates one Wi-Fi point for your entire house, so one network. And then when you move between rooms and you get a stronger signal from a different one, it automatically changes your connection. In the process of doing that, you notice absolutely no difference on your device. So you could be streaming a video on your phone and walking around your house and you wouldn't notice it even changing which Deco you're connected to. It also means that there's a decent signal wherever you are in your house. And then thirdly, these routers are super compatible, which means they can basically work with any internet provider. So mine has been plugged into my Virgin Media router, which I've had set as bridge mode. That means it's received the internet from the Virgin box and done everything else for me. This was literally plug and play. In terms of third-party support, it can work with Google Home and Amazon Alexa. They're not things I use, so that's not something I've tested. If you want to, you can also connect Matter smart home devices to this router. And then fourthly, like everything in 2025 when I'm recording this video, and I'm sure everything in 2026, this has AI built in. Now TP-Link say this is used to learn about the different network speeds around the house and to give it seamless streaming at the best speeds. And then fifthly, one of the things that makes this a really good router for smart homes is it offers the feature of a private IoT network. IoT just stands for Internet of Things and typically means smart home devices. This means you can have an extra network just for those devices. This is a 2.4 GHz network because most smart home devices are compatible with 2.4 GHz. This is a really good way of keeping those safe, although it's not something I've tried because it would mean moving everything off my existing network, and also because I use Apple a lot, I tend to find that I need to keep everything on the same network as my iPhone. And then the sixth thing, and this is pretty cool, is that these Decos are compatible with every other Deco device out there. This basically gives you the option to mix and match between different TP-Link devices, or if you've got some already, you can extend using these higher end ones. It means you might not have to make a big expense to start with, you can get one and keep building on it and keep replacing things on your network. although of course you do get the best value with the 3-pack. And then finally, before we get into the features, the setup and what it's like to use, we should probably talk about TP-Link's HomeShield. Now this is a tiered service and some features do require a subscription, but you absolutely do not need them to get the most out of these routers, but they give you a little bit more. So with a free tier that just comes with them, you get security scans of your router and Wi-Fi. It has Internet of Things device identification, and then it also has camera security and device isolation. You also get basic parental controls if you're a parent, so you can block specific sites. You also have the ability to pause the internet for specific devices and switch on a bedtime mode. And then you can also prioritize devices. And then there's 2 different tiers of paid options, and each of these offer a 30-day free trial. There's Security Plus, which is $4.99 a month or £35 for a year. And then there's the Total Security Package, which is £70 for a year, although that is just for first year offer. So if you just go for Security Plus, you get additional Internet of Things protection. You also get web protection and intrusion prevention. Alongside that, it's also able to generate comprehensive reports for you. If you go for the total package, you actually get some extra bits on top of that as well. So you do get antivirus protection for Windows, Mac and Android. You also get unlimited VPN, password management and ID monitoring for your personal information across the dark web. And actually, if you're paying for something like a password manager and antivirus and VPN, it's probably worth looking to see if you can consolidate all of that into one and save some money. And they are nice features to have, but they're not things I've tried, and whether you think the extra is worth it is kind of down to you. And generally for my use case, it's probably not. It is also worth adding, however, that if you do already pay for an existing VPN, you can configure that on your router settings. This has out-the-box configuration for NordVPN, Surfshark, IPVanish, PureVPN, or you can just add your custom one. This is another way to add an extra layer of security if you want to. So that's the kind of high-level spec, but let's get into the setup process. So to set it up, you're going to need the Deco app. And you start off by opening the Deco app and registering an account if you don't already have one. It'll then take you through the process of adding your first Deco device. It might detect it automatically on your network, or like me, you might have to scan the barcode on the bottom of the device. From there, it'll get you to name your wireless network and create a password. Now, to save myself time and to stop myself having to reconfigure every single device in my house, I actually named the network the same as my existing one and gave it the existing password. That meant everything in my home, including all of my smart devices, just connected automatically. Of course, if your existing password isn't secure, I'd highly recommend making sure you change it. Once you've added your Deco and done that, it will check your internet connection. In my case, that did involve restarting my Virgin router, although it won't be the case for all internet providers. And then to get the other Deco devices working, you simply plug them in. And honestly, this is one of the easiest network setups I've ever done. And once those other ones have connected, you can assign them to the room in the app and give them a name. Now, if like me, you're someone who does prefer a good old web interface over an app for managing your network, you're largely out of luck with these devices, but not quite as much as with the Eeros. So there is a web interface, but it is very basic. It shows you your network setup, it lets you change your network password, it shows the load, clients, and it lets you update firmware. There's also some logs and you can restart it as well, but 95% of the functionality is within the app. And whilst I do like a web interface, the app is actually really well designed and I do really like it. So let's go through everything you can tweak in the app, because that's going to give you a really good idea of features as well. So the main screen shows you your network status. This includes how many devices are connected, which Deco they're connected to, and you can easily go through and check them out. When you click through to a device, you can see the data it's transferring, and then also do things like prioritize it, or mark it as a family member, or choose if it can use the mesh technology, or even choose which Deco it should try and connect to. You can also name them, so if your smart home device ends up with a silly name on your network, you can name it to something much more sensible, or at least something you know what it is. Back on the main screen, you can easily test your internet speed, or you can click through to Wi-Fi settings. You can also create a multi-link operation network if you want to. This is a network that is exclusively used for Wi-Fi compatible devices. This does help increase internet speed, but because I like everything on the same network, especially for my Apple compatible smart home devices, I haven't tried this. There's also the option on that main page to add Matter compatible smart home devices for controlling them. Now, I did test adding something and it worked fine. However, in all honesty, I don't see the point of this feature. I don't think anyone out there is going to be using their router app as the main place to control their smart home devices. Maybe I'm wrong. If you're one of those people who'd like to use their router app to control their smart home devices, let me know below. Getting back to the app, however, on the bottom tab we have security, parental controls and more. So in security, you can initiate a scan and see the results of your last one. Here you can see if there's any risks across your network and address those if you need to. You can block devices from accessing Wi-Fi. You can isolate devices so that IoT devices can only connect locally as well. This can help protect some devices. You are, however, going to want to test them once you've done that just to check everything still works. Then there's camera security. This has home and local only modes for stopping cameras connecting to the internet. Perhaps if you're home, you don't want the camera to connect to the internet. It's also here you can sign up to the subscription services which I talked about earlier. And like I said, I don't think everyone needs them, but there are some cool features here. And if you've got a large home, the Security Plus option could be really useful for helping you keep everything safe. Now, I did also say that the advanced subscription includes a VPN. And if you have that, you can also set your router up as a VPN, so you can use that when you're on the go and connect to it. Although I expect it's going to be slower than using a kind of proper paid VPN like Shark. Moving on to the next tab, we have parental controls, which as someone without kids, I haven't really used, but it is certainly worth talking about them because protecting kids on the internet is really important. So it includes features like flexible time control, the ability to block sites, the ability to filter content, and online usage. There's also a beta on the go feature for monitoring this when they're outside of the house, perhaps using their own smartphone. This last bit does, however, require a subscription. And then finally, we have the More tab. And this is basically where you can find everything and more. So this is where you can find experimental features like reporting, but also other settings from the other pages as well, things like blocking devices. It's here you can create a guest network. You can set the LED controls on the routers. You can set up alerts, and there's loads more you can do here. There's also the network optimization feature. This basically scans your network and what's going on around you and picks the right channel to set your wireless network onto. This helps optimize your network for speed and performance. For me, another really important thing here is the ability to reserve IP addresses. That's because in my smart home I do have some custom code that does ping a particular IP. Keeping that local IP static is really important for that to work. There's also a whole variety of other devices that you might want to set static IP addresses to, for example a Raspberry Pi that you SSH into regularly. And as a whole, the app is simple, it's well designed, and it opens pretty quickly. But all of this and all of these features lead on to the really important thing about this set of routers, and it's to say, well, what are they like to use? And for the last month, they have been running my entire home network. That has an average of 50 to 60 devices attached to it. That can be multiple computers, a lot of smart home stuff, a TV streaming, music streaming, all sorts of things. And so the routers have managed my smart home devices. They manage the internet all day, every day because I do work from home. They've uploaded YouTube videos. They've downloaded massive software updates. They've done all sorts. And of course, they've done a lot of streaming on my Apple TV. And before I show you a couple of speed tests and how it performs when you're close to the router, when you're a different part of a house, and when you're further away, let me give you a few anecdotal things. So firstly, compared to my Eero Pro 6s, I have noticed that it is faster. Whilst the internet being provided by Virgin hasn't changed in its package, I have noticed that the internet is faster. I've also found that it is more reliable. So not once has Apple TV buffered, regardless of which streaming app I've been using. It did with the Eero. And the same goes when I'm accessing media on my NAS drive. It also streams that seamlessly. I've also found when it comes to smart home devices that camera feeds in Apple Home do load quicker. And then secondly, the AI learning does seem to be working. If I go into the app and look at which devices are connected to which deco, they do seem to work with the most sensible ones. And then thirdly, the other thing I really like is all of the Ethernet ports. It's meant that a couple of smart home hubs I had previously connected to Wi-Fi have now been able to connect via Ethernet. These aren't the ones linked to my cameras. That's because those cameras are Wi-Fi. This does mean, however, that I'm finding some of my smart home devices are more reliable now as well. Not that they were unreliable before, they're just a bit quicker. But what about the technical side of things? So we're going to do 3 speed tests. We're going to do one in close proximity to the main router. We're going to do one a bit further away where one of the other decos will be the one that I'm connected to. And then I'm going to go to the end of my garden, which isn't very long, but we'll see how that performs as well. Because actually sitting there on a nice summer's day, which it is not right now, is quite nice when you can browse the internet. So generally, as you can see, performance is really good. And actually, I easily think these could cope with a much bigger house than I actually have. The other thing that's really nice is you do get weekly summaries in the app. You can turn on notifications for this if you want to, and it also encourages you to scan your network weekly for security. It also checks performance, so you know that your network is going to perform the best every single week. And the Deco app basically has everything you need. It keeps the day-to-day settings and data right at the forefront, but it still allows you to basically tweak anything you like. I've also found that when you connect new smart home devices that are only compatible with 2.4 GHz networks, you don't actually have to put it into 2.4 GHz mode. It just connects. This is a big change from my Eero. But as I say with every single review I do, are there any downsides? And if I'm being really picky, I do prefer having a full local web interface for controlling all the settings. Now, having an app to do this is pretty usual these days, and I recognise it makes me a little bit of a dinosaur, but I do like a locally hosted web interface. And secondly, I think the biggest downside is price, because if you get the 3-pack at £460, it is a bit of an investment. I do like that if you've already got TP-Link devices, you can buy one and just use that on your existing system and gradually upgrade. And I also think it is worth spending money on good infrastructure, especially if you've got a smart home. Of course, them being Wi-Fi 7 compatible also means they are pretty future-proof. And then finally, less for downsides, but more here are the things that I haven't tried for this review. But there are 3 things worth diving in a bit more, and they might be important to you. So firstly, there's the IoT network. I really like the idea of being able to separate your smart home devices onto a different network. It can improve reliability and it can help keep them separated from the rest of the devices and keep them safer. However, I haven't tested this for a couple of reasons. Firstly, I have a large smart home and changing a network of everything would have took me a long time. And secondly, my home network generally uses a lot of Apple stuff. And from doing some research, it was suggested that actually you're better keeping your HomePods and your iPhone and all your Apple stuff on the same network as your smart home devices. I'm really open to changing that opinion, so if you've got any suggestions, do stick them below and I would love to have a conversation about that. Secondly, there's the VPN features, and I really like that you can get one as part of a package with this or use your existing one, and it's great for adding extra security. But in all honesty, it's another subscription and it's not something I wanted to do for now. If it is something you'd like me to test, let me know and maybe I'll take out a month and test it out and I'll do a full review just of the VPN side of things. And then finally, there's the ability to add Matter devices, which I did try for one device, but in all honesty, I just don't see the point. I think most people are going to control their smart home devices through the device for their item itself or through your smart home app of choice, something like Apple Home. Maybe I'm missing something here, but I just don't get that feature. All in all, however, at the end of what has been a very long review, what's my verdict? So with a massive 4 Ethernet ports per device, a really nice design and most importantly, absolutely solid performance, the BE9300 is a great mesh system. The setup is easy and it can easily handle a large smart home, and it's certainly the best router I've ever used. Although of course the new higher end one I'm about to try might be me saying exactly the same thing when I review that. Like I said, the comparison video between this one, the BE9300 and the BE14000 is already on this channel and I'll link it below if you want to check that out. However, saying this before I've even tried the other one, I suspect this is pretty good for most people. I can't see how the other one's going to blow me out of the water, but hey, maybe future Mark will disagree. If you've got any questions about this router, stick them below and let me know and I'll try and help you out. If you want to pick one up, I'll put some links below as well. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again soon.